What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the psychology of discipline in the markets and in life. The first topic that I really want to go over is strategy. Just to get this out of the way, there is no strategy out there that is going to make you profitable. Every strategy is profitable. It just comes down to your execution and being able to do that consistently. You see all these strategies out there that are like CRT, inversions, CISD, standard deviations, opening price, quarterly theory, like market maker buy models and sell models. Again, at the end of the day, it all comes down to drawing liquidity, right? If you can predict where the markets are most likely going to draw towards, and you have an efficient entry model that you're able to follow every single day for a long period of time, that's what's essentially going to make you profitable. Your job as a trader is to be able to pick out a trading strategy that makes sense to you and clicks in your brain. For example, the trading strategy that I use is inversion for value gaps. Something very simple and straight to the point, it just clicks in my head. You have to understand also that every single trading strategy, like the name that it has, is essentially an entry model. Like, for example, inversion. I'm an inversion for value gap trader. I trade inversion for value gaps. I wait for a for value gap to get disrespected and I answer long or short. CISD. I wait for a change in state of delivery and then I answer long or short, right? It all comes down to just having confluences, which essentially almost all the trading strategies have the same confluences. They just have different entry models. Some of them are a little bit more riskier than others, but that just depends on the type of trader that you want to be, and you have to apply the risk management according to that strategy. Now I really want to talk about discipline, because at the end of the day, as traders, all we really want is freedom. But in order to acquire freedom, we have to be self-honest and have discipline. And I know I've made multiple psychology videos, but anytime I make a new one, I try to go more in depth of how to be disciplined and how to make being disciplined easier. Because at the end of the day, it just comes down to perspective and in my opinion, philosophy. Okay, so the first thing I really want to talk about is just routine. Okay, yes, it is true. You need to have a routine. You need to do the hard stuff. You need to journal. You need to be honest. You need to be consistent and be disciplined. But I feel like also social media does a great job at making you feel terrible if you miss a day or two, which is ideally unrealistic, right? You as a human being are not perfect and you're never going to be perfect. You just have to be very good and perform very good for most days and be consistent, be confident, and just have that belief in yourself that it doesn't matter. You put in the work, you put in the hours, and you show up every single day with a good attitude, and you just trust the process. That's essentially the easy part. It's hard to do, but it's easy to say. It's easy to understand, but it's really hard to do, because when you have to think about long term, us as humans, we want things right now, right away. And you have to shift that perspective. And I'm going to get more in depth into that later into the video. And just stick with me. Okay, so just to go over the first thing, I'm going to go over my personal routine. Again, you have to do what works for you. Okay. Personally, I realized that if I don't go to the gym in the morning, I'm most likely not going to go for the rest of the day. That's just my personal opinion. That's just what I know works for me. So my routine is I wake up at 6 in the morning, 6:30. I do my morning routine, like brush my teeth, drink some water, and then I get ready for the gym. I'm in the gym by 7:15, 7:20, and then I work out for 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. After that, I get home. I take a cold shower. It depends if I take a cold shower. I don't take a cold shower every day. I do it for most days, but it just depends really on how I'm feeling, like mentally, right? If I feel like a little brain fog or I feel like a little exhausted, I use it to just wake up, right? To get myself out of that brain fog and to get ready for that trading day. I hop in the charts around anywhere from 9 in the morning to 9:15. Again, like I said, once you know a strategy that works for you, it doesn't take you that long to really understand where the market is going to go, and you just have to set conditions for the day what you want to see price action do in order for you to execute that trade. So I trade anywhere from 9:30 to 11:30, and then I'm done for the day. After I trade, I journal and I'm posting content. I'm building my YouTube brand, my Instagram brand, and communicating with people in my Discord. Again, I don't charge any Discord. I don't do that. I just post in my Discord and I help other people and guide them through, the trading day. Again, my Discord is completely free. Again, I'm not out here trying to promote it, but that's just what I do on my day-to-day. And then Saturday, Sunday, I'm just basically resting. On Sundays, I just have a weekly trade recap where I go over my journals. I go over all the trades that I took of the week, and I go over what I'm looking to fix that I did wrong in that week going into next week, right? I'm repeating over my edge. I'm going over my routine. I'm going over price action, what I'm looking forward to next week. I go over news, all that stuff, right? And I do that every single day for weeks and weeks until I get to where I want to get to, essentially, right? Now I want to talk about perspective and philosophy, like why it's easier for me to have this routine and why it's easier for me to have these habits on the charts, right? How come I can wake up and stick to that routine and how it reflects on the chart. The philosophy I want to talk about is Taoism. Okay, and for most of you guys are probably asking, what is Taoism? Taoism is when you are in alignment with the natural force of life and you don't really try to force things. You just kind of let go and you trust that the force of life is going to get you to where you want. I made a little presentation a while ago. Anytime I felt out of alignment, I would always look back at this presentation, or I would go back to the philosophy of Taoism and make me back in alignment. Okay, just let you guys know, like anytime I felt out of alignment, I would go back and think, okay, where am I in life and where do I want to be and how can I get there, right? So recently I ended up being max allocated with TopStep and I'm working to make 5 figures consistently a month, right? And how do I do that? How do I get myself in alignment to do that? I do that by already stating that I'm making 10 to 20K a month. I'm already stating and I'm in alignment and I trust that I'm going to get there by mentally already being there. It has to exist in your mind first before it happens in real life. So this perspective too, like there's many ways of kind of accepting this. It's like, how do you go to sleep? You have to pretend to be asleep in order to go to sleep, right? And then you actually fall asleep. Same thing. You have to pretend to be making 10 to 20K and then eventually you will make 10 to 20K. But you have to pretend if you already are making it, right? Your brain doesn't know the difference. Okay. So to really hop into this presentation here, I made it a while ago. Let's look at it and let me move this here. All right, guys. So I ended up making a presentation of this a while ago. If you guys want the link, I will be putting it in the description below. So top right in. Okay. If we look at this again, I'm not going to go over everything. I'm just going to go over a few key points here. But if you guys want the whole thing, again, like I said, the description is going to be the link is going to be in the description below. It's completely free. I made it for myself a while ago and I'm giving it to you guys here as well if you guys need help with this. So psychological edge, right? Allowing versus controlling. And profitable edge will work with good habits. Profitable edge won't work with bad habits. Okay. What is bad habits? What is the root to all bad habits? Thinking that you are always in control. Okay, what is the root to good habits? Trusting and surrendering, right? And consistency, right? If we take a look here, allowing, it says Lao Tzu, quoted again. Who's Lao Tzu? He's a writer of Taoism scripture. It says, mastery of the world is achieved by letting things take their natural course. You cannot master the world by changing the natural way. So you have to allow, and be in alignment with the natural force of the universe. Okay. Now, if we were to look at bad habits first, because again, we all know what they are, but it's about understanding them more and the root of them. So when it comes to greed, you hold the trade longer than you should. Again, if you have a trading plan and you trade your trading plan and it goes in your favor, instead of building that good habit of following your rules and taking what you know you should, you don't. You hold the trade longer than you should, and now you build a bad habit. And then when price comes and takes you out, what does your brain register? Oh, I should not follow my rules because, like you have this bad habit in your head of if you follow your rules, you're gonna have a losing trade or you're gonna get stopped at break even. When in reality, you should just take what is given. And if your trading plan tells you to take out a partial at that key level because it could potentially reverse, you should, right? Of course, there's times where it's more probability, but that comes with back testing and a lot of screen time. Okay. So impatience. Can't wait to press a button. I know all of us have been to the point where 9:30 opens and we are immediately pressing a button. We have a trading plan playing out and 9:30 opens and we are just pressing that button, right? We have a trading plan starting at 9 a.m. and we're like very focused on our model. As soon as 9:30 opens, the trading plan is out the window. Super impatient. And we just shift from the process, right? What does it mean to be impatient, right? You don't wait for a clear setup. How can you picture this? How can this translate even more clear, right? A game of Pictionary, right? When you're playing a game of Pictionary, in order to win, you will wait for it to be undeniably clear. Of course, I know if you guess a little earlier than you should, you win more points. Same thing in trading. If you enter the trade a little earlier than you should, you can catch a bigger risk to reward trade. But in trading, it's all about probabilities, and you can lose a lot of money if you don't wait, right? If you're just so focused on gambling, you're going to lose a lot of money, right? So you have to wait for it to be undeniably clear and be consistent, okay? Always thinking about missing the next move, and you get in early, markets are in no rush to deliver, right? If you're just gambling and you think the markets are going to deliver without you, if it's not clear, it's not clear. It doesn't matter. You want to wait for the markets to tell you, yo, like we are going this direction. Now I need to wait for entry. If you don't wait for that, you're going to get stopped out more times than not. And you're going to end up blowing your accounts. You're going to end up just shifting away from the process, and you're not doing yourself any good. Okay? You're just going to be more stressed out. The next point I really want to talk about is lack of confidence. I feel like I can relate with lack of confidence because with me, my trading, what affected me a lot is not believing in myself. I would believe in my model. I believed that it's profitable because of back testing. You're able to have conviction with your model through repetition. But for some reason, I would lack confidence in trusting myself to execute that model correctly in order for it to be profitable, in order for me to see the results and be profitable. And I feel like all of us traders have that problem, but it comes down to accepting the fact that you're not going to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. You just have, like I said once, and I'll say it again, you just have to be very good for most days, okay? You're not going to be perfect. Perfectionism isn't real. There's no such thing as being perfect on the charts. Yes, there can be times where you predict the market perfectly and it feels really, really good, but you're not going to do that consistently, right? Every single day without failure, that's just not realistic, okay? So having confidence comes from being able to trust yourself, trust the markets, trust your edge, and again, trust yourself to be able to execute that edge consistently, right? The moment you don't have confidence is the moment you will fail. Okay, you need to have confidence. You need to literally believe that you can believe in yourself so much. Okay, the moment I started believing in myself and believing that I can do this, and it doesn't matter if I take a losing trade, it doesn't shift me from the process, is the moment that I saw the most results. I cannot really emphasize this enough. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have this delusion. You have to be like so delusional that you are the best trader that you can possibly be, and you're only going to get better and better and better and better. Like, that's it. You're not competing with anyone but yourself. Just, it's you against you in there, right? If you tell yourself, look, right now, the me that I am right now is the best trader I am going to be in this moment, and I believe that, and I'm going to follow my rules, you will, right? And you have to have good attitude. You have to literally just have so much confidence in yourself. So lack of confidence, where does lack of confidence come from? It originates in not trusting. It could either be from not trusting yourself, not trusting the markets, or not trusting your edge. If you don't trust yourself, then you won't trust the markets. Again, and if you don't trust yourself, again, you don't trust your edge, right? So what do I mean by not trusting the markets? This could lead to greed. Again, all this is tied together. But if you don't trust the markets, you believe that there's no such thing as, like, the opportunity that you have right now, there's not going to be another one of those. And that is false. There's always going to be opportunity. And you know that because, again, the reason why I know this is because from the first day you started trading till now, you've seen countless of opportunities, and you're only going to keep seeing them, and it's not going to end, right? You're going to keep seeing them. You got to get this out of your mind that it's like, oh my God, I'm never going to see an opportunity like this ever again. That doesn't exist. You will see many, and you will continue to see many more, okay? So you trust the markets to provide that opportunity. And now trust your edge to be able to take advantage of the opportunity. Right, and trust yourself again. Trusting yourself is the edge, right? They're one. If you can't trust yourself to execute the edge won't be able to. You won't be able to see the results from the edge because you don't believe in yourself. So they go hand in hand. Next thing and last thing is bad risk management. Doesn't think that the trading game is a game of probabilities. No matter how clear the trade looks, that doesn't mean a full port the trade. Okay, you have to think trading as a game of probabilities. If you don't understand that no matter how clear the trade looks, it could potentially lose, then you're only setting yourself up for failure, right? You have to always be in this mindset of this trade could potentially lose, but it's okay because I know my model is profitable over a series of trades. I know the statistics will play out in the long game. So I don't care. Yes, is this opportunity really clear? Yes. Am I going to go heavier size? Maybe. But am I going to go full port and blow my entire account? No, I understand it's a game of probabilities. I'm going to risk accordingly to the situation. If you're not consistent with your risk management, you'll be looking all over the place, right? You'll full port one day, it'll look really good. You'll full port another day, you'll be down, right? You'll be up and down, up and down. There's no, again, a healthy equity curve has to be higher highs, higher lows, right? There's going to be lows, but make sure there's not higher highs and then lower lows and then higher highs again and then lower lows again. No, it should be higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's not supposed to be a zigzag up and down, right? It's not going to be highest high and then lowest low back to highest high, okay? It has to be slow and steady wins the race, okay? And just to add on to this, guys, in this trading game, slow is fast, right? The moment you take time and follow your rules, yes, it's hard short term because you feel like this pain inside of you. I know how you guys feel because even to this day, I feel it sometimes. Like this week, I had a losing week, and deep down, it hurt me. I was like, it bothers me, right? It's almost like this pain. When I first started being disciplined, you feel this pain in your heart where like it hurts you to walk away, but that is you building discipline. When it hurts you to walk away, it's because you're not acting out of ego. You're acting out of discipline, and ego wants gratification right now. Discipline is long term. So that's why it hurts you so much, because your ego is taking a hit. You're telling yourself that you're learning how to walk away from a loss. You're learning how to walk away with a loss. You're okay with a loss. You're completely fine with it. You're accepting that it's okay to lose sometimes, and your ego doesn't like that, right? It's okay, but the moment you start accepting that it's okay to walk with a loss because long term you're a winner, that is when you will actually start seeing those results. If you don't accept the fact that there's going to be days that you're just going to lose and you're not in control of everything, if you don't control that egotistical side of you that needs things now, it will never happen. The moment, again, it's all about perspective and confidence and being patient and taking what is given and having good risk management. That's literally all it is. The opposite of bad habits is good habits. So the opposite of greed is taking what is given, impatient, patience, lack of confidence, bad risk management, good risk management, right? Not rushing things. So now, good habits, right? What is the root of good habits with Taoism? It's trusting and surrendering, right? When you trust and surrender to your edge, what are you doing? You're letting the probabilities, the statistics play out over a series of trades. You're surrendering to the fact that there is going to be hard days and there's going to be good days. But you understand that long term, you're trusting that the model is profitable, and that by you trusting it and executing every single day and trusting yourself, you're going to be a profitable trader. The power of letting go is a form of strength that is based on sophistication rather than force. So the first topic we're going to be talking about Taoism is the art of non-doing, knowing when to control and when not to. Control isn't always a bad thing. For example, self-control is needed. We can't control many things. Think about a tree. We can plant it, we can water it, we can add some fertilizer, we can make sure it gets exposed to enough sunlight. But doing more than this would only damage the process because we are interrupting nature from doing its job. Okay, same thing applies to trading. We can backtest, we can have the routine, we can be disciplined, we can journal, we can only trade from the 9:30 to 11:30. Whether you win or lose, doing anything more than that will only affect the statistics from playing out. And again, when I talk about a tree, you're affecting the nature's course of being able to do its thing. When you're talking about trading, you're affecting the statistics of the model to do its thing. You're affecting the statistics. Just do what you need to do and get off the charts, right? I know it's hard at first, but the moment you do this, it's only going to be uphill. Like, for example, I know right now, this month, the first 3 weeks of September, again, I had a great winning week. I got max allocated. The second week, I made 2,500. Third week, break even. And then this week, I had a losing week, putting me back at break even basically on all my accounts. How do I feel? Yes, it sucks, but I know that it's okay. I know long term, all I need is 1 to 2 good months and I'm chilling. So I don't care. Yes, it may bother me in the moment, but when I'm thinking so long term and I know all I need is 2 good trades a week, I don't need more than that. I'm happy because I know that's all I need. Okay, now embracing change. Life unfolds in a constant movement between opposites. can't do anything about it other than move along with the way. For example, highs and lows, light and dark, yin and yang. Okay, in the metaphor of the river stream, they hold on tightly to a branch or rock, afraid to let go because they want complete control over their position. They simply don't trust the universe. The consequence of this is a rigid lifestyle. They see life passing them by, including many opportunities for positive change, and they miss out on a lot of fun. Lao Tzu: the living are soft and yielding, the dead are rigid and stiff. Living plants are flexible and tender, the dead are brittle and dry. There are those who swim against the stream, and they're the biggest energy waste of them all. Perhaps they see honor and virtue in taking an extreme, non-agreeable stance in life. Fighting against how the universe unfolds isn't an efficient way to live. Makes people worn out. Follow your strength, right? Life is like a river, right? If you go along with the stream and you flow, you are one. Again, you are in the flow of life. You have a lot of strength behind you. If you try swimming against a stream, it's going to be very hard. And there's no point. You're wasting your energy. So same thing. If you don't embrace change, if you don't embrace the fact that there's going to be losing trades and you try to fight against that, you're wasting your energy. You're wasting your time. Just let it go, right? Let the losing trade go. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just a number on your screen. You should take advantage that this is the youngest you're ever going to be, and slow is fast in this game. If you keep trying to make the same mistakes that you're doing, that's not going to get you anywhere. Again, what is going to happen? Nothing. It's not getting you anywhere. But if you actually change and shift away and embrace the change and accept the highs and lows, but accept and have confidence not only in yourself, and be patient and be one with the flow of life and trading and everything you do, then you will succeed, right? And you will have a lot of energy and it's going to be good. You're not going to miss out on the good opportunities. But if you do, what's going to happen? They see life passing them by, including many opportunities for positive change, and they miss out on a lot of fun. How many of us have taken a losing trade, and instead of walking away, we keep trading, we blow the account, and if we would have waited for the next day the markets end up giving an A+ setup, and if you would wish to have your account, because if you would have taken it, you would have passed your account. How many of us? All of us in here should be raising our hands, because all of us in here have done it. I know I've done it more times than I can count, where one day I take a losing trade and I don't walk away, and the next day my account is gone and I don't have an evaluation to trade, and I see an A+ setup where I'm like, damn, bro, if I would have just waited one more day and walked away, I would have passed with this, right? How many times? Many times. So that's why I walk away, and now I don't take it that serious, because I know this is going to be an opportunity waiting for me in the long run. And when I see it, I know I'm going to take advantage of it, because I've seen many winning trades before. Nothing has changed. I'm going to continue seeing them. Not focusing on outcome. Third one. Focusing on future outcomes has a negative effect on us. The future makes us anxious. Okay, if we continue to focus on the next trade, oh my God, I start doing the math in my head, I'm going to start tweaking out. I'm going to start being anxious. We value something external, the worse we perform in the present moment. Okay, Lao Tzu is the writer of Taoism scripture. Again, I put right here, Lao Tzu once said, "He who is contending for a piece of earthenware puts forth all his skill. If the price be a buckle of brass, he shoots timorously. If it be for an article of gold, he shoots as if he were blind." The skill of the archer is the same in all the cases, but in the two latter cases, he is under the influence of solitude and looks on the external prizes as the most important. All who attach importance to what is external show stupidity in themselves. How many of us have been $200 away from passing their evaluations account, or $500 away from a payout? How many of us? I know me. I remember one time I was $500 away from passing evals, like 3 or 4 evals that I had, and I blew all of them. How many of us has that happened to? Why? Because we're focused on the earth. We're focused on money. That we put forth all our skill, and what? All who attach importance to what is external show stupidity in themselves. We are dumb, and then we take dumb trades, and we're like, wow, why did I do that? Why did I take that dumb trade? Why did I do that to myself? Right? So it refers to focus on the process. Focus on your edge. Focus on your confidence. Focus on letting go, and be one with the market. Just observe. Be in this observant mindset where you're aligning yourself to the present moment, to what is being shown to you. And this is what we're going to talk about now. Next, our present endeavors become fueled by a desire for an uncontrollable result. And the more we crave that, the less we value the only thing we have, which is the present moment, the now. When our minds are in the future, we paralyze ourselves in the present. If we were to only focus on the task that is given to us in that present moment, we would achieve this sport term called flow state, in the zone, right? How many of us have seen sport players where they're like, oh, bro, he's on fire, right? Stephen Curry, one of the best three-point shooters in the world in basketball, right? There was an interview with him. They asked him, yo, Steph Curry, what do you think about when you're shooting the ball? And he says nothing. He's not thinking about anything. He's just performing. He's in there performing, doing what he knows to do. And what does he know to do? Shoot. How does he learn? How did he know how to shoot? Because he practiced through repetition, through that discipline, through his routine, through consistency, through confidence, through letting go, through trusting himself, to trusting in the flow of the universe. So next one, this last one, letting go of excess. In a society, again, this is the most important one. I feel like this, again, they're all very important, but in this last one, this is very important. In a society in which status is an ultimate concern, everyone wants to be at the top, not only because that's where it's the best place to be, but because high status is preferable and low status is horrible. Okay. But what nobody talks about and realizes that the tallest trees catch the most wind. When we are at the top, it takes a tremendous amount of effort to stay there. The reason being is because everyone wants your place. The lower region people live more privately with less competition, less enemies, and less effort. So when you talk about like status and everything, everybody on social media is like posting, oh, I got this biggest trade, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I just bought them in top tick. And it makes you feel like, I know I personally struggle with this at times. I have felt where it's like, damn, I'm missing out on this trade. Like, damn, bro, I missed out on the day. It sucks. And I'm just so focused on people that are out there living that high status, right? But in reality, it doesn't matter. You need to be content with your process and your journey. Because essentially, at the end of the day, it's your money, right? You need to be focusing on you. So when we go back to this, let me just actually read this. When we stop striving, we give nature space to unfold. In trusting the universe and accepting that it's ever-changing lies the opportunity to become loose and supple instead of rigid and brittle. Let life navigate you as if you were in a stream. Let go and you will navigate through life with minimal effort. The lower region people live more privately with less competition, less enemies, and less effort. The other extreme behavior, however, is a place of deprivation. If we deliberately seek the absolute bottom, we become ascetics. What do we truly need? What do we truly need, right? So again, this is a little bit extreme, but just to really show you and put it in perspective of low-hanging fruit and take what is given and don't be greedy, this is a big one here. Zhuangzi observed that a bird that nests in the forest wants no more than one branch. A mouse that drinks from the pond drinks no more than a bellyful. If we aim for what we need and let go of excess, we prevent possessions from becoming our prison cell, which then allows us to travel light. Okay? Again, stop focusing on the money. Stop focusing on that shiny object. Stop focusing on, oh, I need that Rolex, that M4, that new house. It will come, right? And that's the thing where I always say, like, I know I want those things in life, because these are nice, but that is not my main focus. There's people that are so focused on just women and the new car and the party life to show off the status, the high status, but I could care less, really. I just care about my life and my family, and that's all I really want, right? And same thing that it kind of translates even to the charts. A lot of us take a winning trade, and then what happens? We want more. We want to take another trade. What happens? Price doesn't deliver because it's all probabilities. And then we get stopped out. Our accounts are at break even, and then we want to be back in the green. So we take another trade. What happens? We lose again. We are in the red. And then from red, we want break even now. We only want break even now. We don't want to be in the red. So we take another trade, and we hope price is, and then what price doesn't go in the direction. So what do we want now? We want price to at least go break even in that trade. So at least we can leave. At least we can end the day with a small red day. And price doesn't, you get stopped out. It leads to you revenge trading, and you end up blowing your account. So at the end of the day, it's like, what do we truly need? A small slice of the pie. We need a small slice consistently. Those small hits add up and they compound over a series of trade, they start adding up. So what do we truly need? A small slice of the pie. Be grateful for us, again, every single day. Be grateful for the opportunity that is presented, whether the opportunity is actually making money or being patient. Every single day is an opportunity of growth. It's all about perspective. So if you're focused on just patience every single day, not being greedy, and take what is given, that will add up and that will compound. And that's what I'm in the process of doing. So again, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave it in the comment section below. Let me know you guys' thought process on the psychology video, and also I will be leaving a link in the description below for that presentation for all of you guys to have. I'm not going to go over the entire thing because it's pretty long, but you guys can take a look at it and let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.